Aaliyah is sitting in a middle school classroom, trying to focus on her work while a group of kids begin teasing her. Aaliyah always dreaded lunch breaks. It wasn't the food. She didn't mind the soggy fries or bland spaghetti. It was a teasing. "You're so black," one kid called out, grinning. "Your shadow quit from exhaustion." The room erupted in laughter. Kids slapped their desks and pointed, their laughter echoing off the walls. Aaliyah froze, her face burning. She kept her head down, pretending to focus on her notebook. The words stung, but the laughter hurt even more. Dark skin wasn't a punchline, but in this school, it was treated like one. Aaliyah gripped her pencil tightly, blinking back tears. She refused to let them see her cry, but inside, she felt small, invisible, and utterly alone. Aaliyah is at a lively family reunion, observing the dynamics as her lighter-skinned cousin Maya receives attention from their aunties. The family reunion was in full swing. The barbecue grill sizzled, music played from a speaker, and kids ran around laughing. Aaliyah stood by the patio door, staring out at the lively scene. Her aunties gathered around Maya, cooing over her. "Look at that beautiful hair," one said, gently touching her curls. "You are just so pretty," another one added, smiling warmly. Aaliyah glanced down at her own braids. No one had touched her hair or called her beautiful today, or ever, really. Her cousins laughed and played nearby, but Aaliyah stayed behind the glass, pretending to enjoy the view. She didn't hate Maya. It wasn't her fault. But moments like these made Aaliyah feel invisible, like she didn't matter as much. Her reflection in the glass mingled with the laughter of her aunties. Aaliyah stood there, a silent observer, feeling the weight of their words. Aaliyah navigates an unbalanced dynamic within her friend group, where a lighter-skinned monoracial girl dominates. Aaliyah stood near the vending machine in the cafeteria, clutching her oversized pink sweater tightly. Across the room, her group of friends sat at their usual table. At the center of the table was Kiana, the leader of their little circle. Kiana was lighter-skinned with loose, bouncy curls and a confidence that made everyone else follow her lead. She wasn't biracial, but her mother was, and Kiana inherited all the features that people seemed to admire: the lighter skin, the finer hair. "Let's all wear pink tomorrow," Kiana said with a smirk, her tone leaving no room for debate. The other girls nodded eagerly, laughing and chatting away. Aaliyah wanted to join them, but every step she took felt heavier than the last. She stopped and leaned against the vending machine, her stomach tightening. She could hear their laughter, but knew they wouldn't notice her absence. She adjusted her chunky pink sneakers and bit her lip, deciding it was better to stay where she was. Aaliyah is now a professional working in a corporate office where her efforts are consistently overshadowed. Aaliyah sat at her desk staring at her screen. She had spent hours putting together a presentation, a detailed proposal for streamlining operations. It was innovative, backed by data, and exactly what the team needed. Her manager, Mr. Delgado, stood at the far end of the room, talking to Kim, a younger, elegant Asian woman dressed in a sleek red skirt. He nodded at her enthusiastically, smiling as if she just handed him the solution to all his problems. Aaliyah glanced at her desk, her hands clenching into fists. She had shared this idea with Kim days ago, hoping for input, not to have it taken and credited to someone else. When the promotion was announced, it went to a younger, less experienced white woman. "You're such a valuable part of the team, Aaliyah," Mr. Delgado had said during their one-on-one. "But we're looking for someone who brings a fresh perspective." Fresh perspective? Aaliyah knew what that meant. She packed her things at the end of the day, avoiding Kim's laughter echoing from the conference room. She didn't say a word. It wasn't worth the fight. Aaliyah journals her thoughts about identity and self-worth after a difficult day. That night, Aaliyah sat at her desk in her dimly lit bedroom, the glow of her desk lamp casting shadows on the wall. She opened her journal and began to write. Being black is complicated. It's beautiful, but it's heavy. Sometimes I feel like my blackness isn't enough, not pretty enough, not light enough, not loud enough. But I know that's not true. My blackness is mine. It's in my skin, my hair, my voice, my story. I don't need anyone's permission to claim it. She closed the journal and stared at it for a moment. Her chest felt a little lighter, her mind a little clearer. Aaliyah smiled faintly, knowing that her voice mattered, even if no one else heard it yet.